House smacks Democrats with possibly the most devastating news they could imagine. Somewhat lost in the cacophony following the House passing an Obamacare repeal and replace bill Thursday is the news that the bill achieves an objective desired by conservatives for nearly half a century: the defunding of Planned Parenthood. As Life News reports, the American Healthcare AHCA would eliminate $390 million of over $450 million in annual federal funding to Planned Parenthood. From all mandatory spending programs, the measure also redirects funding to community health centers, which outnumber Planned Parenthood facilities and offer a wider array of healthcare services, but not abortion. AHCA also repeals Obamacare abortion subsidies, adds reform to give states more flexibility and lower costs, and provides families more options. The bill would close the largest pipeline of federal funding of Planned Parenthood, Medicaid, and it applies as well to the CHIP and the Title V and Title 20 block grants program. Vice President Mike Pence, speaking before a Campaign for Life event held by the Susan B. Anthony List, announced the day Obamacare passed was a day of disappointment for the sanctity of life, but hope is finally shining through. The bill before the Congress actually eliminates Obamacare abortion expansion, and it defunds Planned Parenthood and keeps the president's promise to devote those resources to health care providers that help women without promoting abortion. When this bill passes, it, I believe, will be one of the defining victories for life. Let's take a listen to Mike Pence at the gala there.
Well, Vice President Mike Pence has been working hard at the Capitol this week to win support for the plan. Last night, he delivered the keynote address at the Susan B. Anthony List Gala in D.C. The group is a strong supporter of pro-life issues. The Vice President's speech touched on several items, including the Affordable Care Act, and insisted that in the current health care bill, life is winning.
The bill before the Congress actually eliminates Obamacare's abortion extension, and it defunds Planned Parenthood and keeps the president's promise to devote those resources to health care providers that help women without promoting abortion. When this bill passes, it, I believe, will be one of the defining victories for life.
VP Mike Pence was at the same gala 6 years ago as a U.S. representative.
Conversely, the bill has outraged Planned Parenthood. Almost immediately after the House passed, the AHCA Planned Parenthood took to social media with what some have called fear-mongering and attempting to scare women into protecting her death organization. Cecil Richards falsely claims AHCA blocks Planned Parenthood. Let's take a listen.
I'm Cecil Richards, President of Planned Parenthood Federation of America. Just moments ago, the U.S. House of Representatives passed the American Health Care Act, the worst bill for women and women's health in a generation. Members of Congress just voted to take away health care coverage for millions of people and block access to Planned Parenthood for our patients who rely on Medicaid. The bill also strips away essential health benefits, including maternity care, and it undermines protections for millions with pre-existing conditions. In short, this bill makes it harder to prevent unintended pregnancy, harder to have a healthy pregnancy, and harder to raise a family. This bill barely passed the House of Representatives, which means we've got to stop it in the Senate. But it's going to take every single one of us. We have one job in this moment. Call your senators and tell them that you oppose the American Health Care Act. This is the fight of our lives, and health care for millions is at stake. We need everyone who cares about the future of our country to keep calling until we defeat this bill.
First of all, Planned Parenthood, it doesn't. I've seen a video a while back with the Planned Parenthood. They do not talk about women's health care or prenatal care of any kind. The only thing that they are interested in is abortion, because they make a lot of money off the parts, selling the parts. That's it. I've seen the videos on this. So then again, why should the public be responsible to be paying for other people's abortions? The only contradiction to that, I would say, is if they have the babies and they're unfit, and then it costs more in the long run. I mean, I'm split on this, but Planned Parenthood, when you go in for prenatal care, they do not advise you any kind. What they're talking about, they're saying that they promote women prenatal care and that. No, they specifically said we only deal with abortions. Only. Let me finish this part now. However, despite praise from the Vice President and National Right to Life and enmity from Planned Parenthood, there is no guarantee that the AHCA will survive in the Senate, where even conservative pro-lifers like Senator Mike Lee oppose it. One of the reasons why conservatives pro-lifers in the Senate and elsewhere might be feeling blasé about the AHCA despite the defunding of Planned Parenthood is that the AHCA only defunds the organization for, believe it or not, 1 year. But they do not promote prenatal care. No, that's a total lie. That's a total lie. Anyway, let us know what you think in the comments below, and thank you so much for watching.